I just wanted to say welcome to the Void. It's cool, isn't it? For those that don't know, this is a new space. We've kind of softly been open for a little while we were getting things sorted, but this is the grand opening.
I'm Bethy Squires, and if you can't tell from the coat, I'm a celebrity memoir expert. I'm an industry insider, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I gotta say, this whole DIY space thing, I don't know if it's a good idea. Not letting the industry in and let it cradle you like a mother holding a newborn child. I have some pieces to read to you from various celebrity memoirs that I have acquired over the years that I think will make this point more clear. First, I think we should go to the mother of us all, Kim Kardashian. This is from her group memoir with her sisters Kourtney and Khloe, with occasional chapters by Kris because she has to get her fingers in everything. Kim says, "When Kourtney and Khloe decided to open a store by themselves, it was such a blow to me. I was a stylist, and it would have been a dream come true for me to open a store. I was really offended and said, 'What about me?' I guess they thought I wouldn't want to devote the time to it, but they didn't even ask. Finally, they invited me to be a part of it, and we all did it together. It was like our baby. We had fun with it. We all worked in different roles. Kourtney definitely opened the business and handled the business side of it. I was more of a personal shopper. Sometimes my friends and I would order pizza at midnight and shop in private. We're still very involved with Dash, but these days it's hard for us to even walk in the store without attracting too much attention to get our work done. So I want everyone to think about it. Did you even ask Kim Kardashian if she wanted to be involved in the Void? If she knew who any of us was, she would be outraged. So let's get this show started.
Well, I don't wanna be your coffee, I don't wanna be your queen. So when you decide to quit me, don't make monuments of me. Make it clean. Make it clean. Make it clean. Make it clean. And the sky at night is filled with both stars still emitting light, and those that aren't. Is that what you mean when you say that you still think of me?
I wasn't, I will, I ain't, I won't, I can't, I want, I would, I became, I become, I break down, I haunt, I haint, I been. I were, I became, I were nobody, I were be gone, I weren't go hither, I weren't too soft, I weren't rot, I weren't, I wasn't. I became before become. I wasn't. I don't get it. I will, I remain. I will, I ain't sit down. I won't starve. I won't. I can't keep it straight. I want sour notes. I want too flat. I would too sharp. I became lonely. I became be not this but be. I become, I break down, I haunt, I haint. I been, I am. I been, I am. I been, I am. I became nobody. Be gone. Go hither. Rot. Too soft. I became before become. I don't get it. I remain. Sit down. Starve. Keep it straight. Sour notes. Too flat. Too sharp. Be lonely. Be not this but be. I am. That's that one.
Been a little while entangling the dangling cloth. Closest we can get to prove into your words like a moth. Like I'm lost. With too many nights left on. Run down the list and find a place to start. Let's go on, let's go. Tired of the life and nothing changes. Being here hard. Make it up with me, another change. Make it up with me, another change. Tape another blanket up behind our heads in the garage. Fingerprinted glass with memories of the neighborhood watch. The paper set me off. There's too many lights left on. Let us finish and find a place to start. My favorite spot.
I wish I were able to show you this world, the one we make in basements with our calloused fingers covered in rings and in scars with the fingernails dirty. We conjure this world from nothing, cobbling its streets with our broken teeth, filling its water fountains and its faucets with our sweat. This is the world that is yours without you ever being born. Dear sister, look, dear daughter, we're playing these chords for you. Flying the banners to tell you that this, yes, this world we make is for you, where they notice your eyes before they notice the length of your skirt, and they notice your brains before your eyes. This world where no one is more than a wormhole ride away, where Mother Earth and Father Time are paid the same wages. We have made this world, tying its shoes with hair pulled from our own scalps, seasoning its food with tears from our own eyes. I wish I were able to tell you that the old world, with its mass shootings and its Kardashians, and its outsourcing and its puppy mills and its carcinogens died a not so quiet death one night with no one around to hear it scream. I wish I could say that we buried the old world with its imperial systems of measurement and colonization and abandoned animals at the bottom of an ocean as an offering to stop the rising of its tides. And from that day on, its waters nourished us as we raised the new world upon our aching backs. Dear sister, dear daughter, I wish I were able to tell you to hurry, that with our bile and dandruff and toe jam, we made a new world for you. And I wish I could tell you it's ready now, but it isn't. And without ears, you would hear me, and without a brain, you would judge my words false. There are still agents of the old world among us, the same people who would insist your character must correlate with the cost of your car, would make many postulations regarding innocence upon meeting you, even as they make every effort to shunt you into their spiritual coolers. Innocence is pure, they say, as if it were something so touchable, so orderly, so easily commodified, like crystals or holy water. They don't know anything. I deal with innocence daily, and I know that there is nothing pure or simple about it. Innocence shits its pants and pisses the bed daily and screams when you change its diaper because innocence is not yet potty trained. Innocence shoots tusks of mucus out of its nose into its mouth where it licks them and swallows them. In a fit of rage, innocence will punch you in the face or throw sand in your eyes if you take its favorite toy and then be the one to cry when the teacher scolds it. Dear sister, I wish I were able to summon you to this new world where these things are understood, where people are still crazy. I mean crazy, like WWE, Dee Dee Ramone drinking the tap water in Gotham, crazy about it all, but in ways that don't hurt. Dear daughter, I wish I could say that the time is now, but I can't. Because after all, there's a reason you aren't already here. A reason you hang in the tepid weather between never being and being gone like fruit that will never leave the vine. There is a reason I must love you from afar, only as a passing thought, as we love the idea of spring even as the year's first frost throttles our gardens. Because that old world is still here, with its assault rifles and its mansions and its dirtied rivers, but its bones are showing through in the wrong places, and it has gangrene in its limbs. It has its expiration date. Dear sister, dear daughter, I wish we'd be alive together to watch it die, to bring you here and see the new world together, both of us innocents, seeing it for the first time. Its books will be filled with all the dreams we forgot to write down in the middle of the night. Its only presidents will be the ghosts of the ones we lost too soon. Its buildings will be mortared with our spit. Its plants grown from our waste and will be someday, will be.
Mari in Minneapolis. I'm the toothy khaki girl, convincingly sincere. Which animals make you feel calm? Which give you a good scare? The van is your home. Is that where this old daydream comes from? In it, I cue a gullible deer into the lion's den or invite a threatening female. Don't worry, it ends quickly. She'll just get a little spooked. You'll be home for Thanksgiving. I go to yoga. I eat at my counter or one of 2 restaurants. Work was quiet. Not very good money, but okay. It's only mid-October in Bloomington. How was the drive today? That's good. I sat in an empty park, made up our children, then ate them up.
A knot cinched in my chest. Despite the reverence commanded by Sunday school, Lacey Palmer whispered in my ear. She leaned to the left. And as her lips tickled the peach fuzz on my jaw, my fingers reflexively stretched around the edge of the plastic folding chair, my hair follicles stimulated by the exhale at the end of her shared concern. "He's looking at me," she insisted. "Carol, he is." I leaned just a little over the perimeter of my seat into the small opening between our chairs. I felt agonizingly aware that there were no more than 4 fingers width between Lacey Palmer's left thigh and my fingers, which had found a most preferable resting place since she whispered in my ear, on the far side of heaven where I could only guess at their intentions. I asked out of the side of my mouth, "Huh? Who?" I saw Sister Diaz picking a children's hymn behind the podium, but I felt one eye on us. Now, sweating a little under my white cardigan, I half regretted sitting next to Lacey Palmer in Sunday school out in the open and all, but she sat down, and her smell permeated the open seat next to her, and the other open seats further along our valiant class row, well, they didn't smell like Lacey Palmer. So that's how I found my 11-year-old self damn near bearing witness to my sin before Sister Diaz and all the congregation's children. My feet and nose deposited me at the celestial cup, and now my fingers played in the water at the edge. Him, what's his name, in the painting? I glanced furtively down the row at the painting of three men. Who? Joseph Smith? I leaned again slightly, and we didn't touch shoulders, though that was a consequence I was open to. What are you talking about? My eyes stayed on the sister's hand, leading the children in 4-4. I was actively avoiding eye contact, and I wondered if Lacey Palmer knew she was pulling me into her recklessness. She must know, rolled around in different permutations. Sister Diaz finally stuck both eyes on me at the top of the measure. She knows. I mouthed a few words to entertain her, and I thought I'd wait to steal a look at the painting until the end of the song when the sister will be caught up in finding another hymn. But that's when Lacey Palmer slid her fingers between my fingers that had been waiting with their own consciousness at this cusp. Without thought, I tucked my crossed feet under the chair for leverage and leaned forward to get a good, clear look down the row. I would do anything for Lacey Palmer in this moment, including risk damnation, to quell her fears about some obvious fiction. And that is how I met eyes with John the Baptist. He was looking at us. From the end of the row, he was a light. It wasn't the oil paint reflecting on the overhead fluorescence. His light emanated and wrapped each child and chair down the road, coming to end before Lacey's feet. The song ended, and my lithe neck bowed for the sister's closing prayer. The knot in my chest tried to undo itself, beat, whimpered, and went limp. God had reached down to pinch apart the synaptic chain, and I watched sadness reshape my fingers into my lap. They stirred against my skirt in the simple regret implied impermanence. Whether he put this feeling inside of me broke like a water balloon in my chest. Regardless, I thought, eventually it comes out. You know, not moments ago, Lacey Palmer and I had been somewhere else entirely. We were sitting in the coat room during sacrament meeting. We had both separately excused ourselves to use the bathroom, and while wandering back to the chapel for the third Sunday in a row, we took a small detour. I would like to note here on that floor, under the coattails, our hands were touching. Well, not quite touching, but the sides of our palms rested within 1 centimeter of one another, and it was glorious. Our pinkies massaged the same loose string on the carpet. Inherent in their geography was the other. The idea of affection transcended the pathetic centimeter and bridged all time and space as far as I was concerned. You know how things are better when they come from that which is to suggest towards that which could be. Like a deep breath and pregnant pause when you realize breathing is better than not breathing. I suppose that's why Lacey and I sat together in Sunday school, burning up before Sister Diaz, the congregation's future and God's emissary. Our hands weren't touching, but in less than one movement they could be, and the entire moment was heaven. Thanks. Purple Friends are next. Thank you,
How welcome into the Void this evening, the grand opening. Put your hands together, people. Just for everybody that performed tonight.